mobile. Taking the car.
Hello Richard, how are you?
I'm well, Stuart, how are you? I'm just waking up, mate.
Richard's out in the car at the moment. It's our first time in the race car this morning, so we're a bit apprehensive, I suppose, because it's raining.
Nervous time?
Yeah. Rookie driver, foggy, wet, Norschliefe. So, slightly. Very gentle. Be careful, about 3 or 4 cars behind is the Works Falcon Nissan GTR.
You never know what this place is going to throw at you. It's quite treacherous. Yeah, this will be the big test for him, driving in the wet. There'll obviously be some fast cars out there, so this will be a big wake-up call for the race and practice and qualifying. He's a rookie, absolute rookie. It's the first time here, and there's quite a few people that are rookies here. So I'm not saying I'm an expert. I've only done 110 laps around here, but compared to some people, that's a lot. yeah, keep the car in one piece and bring it home. That's my whole aim for the weekend, for sure.
Richard has just started his first lap and already things are starting to fall off the little Beamer.
How you doing, mate? You doing okay? You're okay? There's another couple of co-drivers too. We'll let them drive the car next. The car was very, very stiff. It was certainly too stiff for the wet.
So I was taking it easy, I was surprised on the straightaway that, in fifth gear, I had to be careful not to bounce off the rev limiter. It wasn't until after I came in after doing my first 2 laps that they told me that the car is a 6-speed transmission.
Now this is just free practice, not qualifying, so you can go as slowly as you like. But if you do go slowly, you really have to watch your mirrors all the time. Do you go left? Do you go right? Doesn't matter, so long as you commit to one and stick with it.
Angus came in and he said he didn't want to drive the car. Said it was, very dangerous. Said he doesn't want to drive it. And Richard came out. He said pretty much the same thing. The way they were describing it is that the steering wanted to just have a mind of its own in a straight line, which is not real good. So Richard had quite a moment out there in the Norschliefe. He reckons he was sideways off the track, dropped the wheel off, and just somehow managed to keep it off the arm code.
They've fogged up now?
Yeah, they are. That's always good, isn't it?
Well, the windscreen's fogged up and the track's fogged up, so it won't make any difference.
I feel like a spaceman going out.
Damn, yeah.
Slippery out there, mate. Oh yeah, just tippy toeing everywhere. Too much carnage on the side of the road.
track is starting to dry out, so Richard goes out again to get a little bit more comfortable with the car. That little scrape happened about 15 kilometres from the pits, so I figure I've got plenty of time to see how the Aston Martin's going.
I'm going out first just to suss the car out and see what the setup's like, and then because it's free practice we'll make some decisions on whether we're going to make changes for wet weather. Well, it's pissing with rain.
Typical Rick, he's only been in the car 5 minutes and already he knows exactly what he wants to do.
It just feels like it's got too much spring in the front. It doesn't feel like it's fallen over in the front at all. No, it's very good, very predictable.
Truffle Group, yep. And Manta Restaurant. That's all the good. In Woolloomooloo, down on the wharf there, on the strip of restaurants. Fantastic spot. Great restaurant. Just want to get used to the car, see what the Aston's like, see how it feels in the wet, and drive it very carefully.
Very happy with the car. First time out in the car. Made some changes, changed the front springs, softened it a little. Very nice to drive. High-speed left-hand kink.
Yeah.
So you're accelerating out of the first carousel up to that, and I was actually dabbing the nose to weight transfer to the front right-hand wheel to then try to drive to the car, for the corner. But I felt that if you pushed it too much, understeer off, you'd be on the grass, you'd be in the wall.
Yeah, okay. So that initial understeer can be that pronounced.
There's some idiots out there, but there always is. It's Nurburgring.
Next up was the Englishman Mark Griffiths, sharing the car with the three Aussies. And even though Mark's driven the car before, he seems to be struggling with the left-hand drive and keeps whacking things with the right-hand side. Next up, I was off to see the other BMW. This one driven by three Aussies and no Englishmen.
And then two laps of the Norschliefe.
He's here in a minute.
Okay, all right. Burkhardt's coming now. Paul likes to sit a lot closer to the wheel than me, so I'm a typical Formula 4 driver. I like my arms a bit extended, so he's more of your NASCAR steerer, so we have this compromise. I normally end up sitting where he does.
Every driver in the race has to do at least 2 mandatory laps in practice. Richard and Ray go about the job pretty sensibly. Even though it's untimed practice, I think Paul likes to push it just a little bit harder.
The car is in one piece, everything is going well. So far so good.
The car feels softer, but it's just because we're not pushing it as hard. Like we're heading down to the foxhole, you know, it was still bouncing around a bit, and I thought, I remember once you pick up the speed, it sort of basically plants itself even more. So it feels like it'll run hard, and it's firm enough and good for a hard, dry laps. But then when you roll off the throttle a bit and have to go in the wet, it still has enough compliance. So it's not a bad body.
So it could be a good setup for it, you know. These cars to be drive, I feel are so nicely set up for what they are.
So what about Kermit, the iced Volvo? 3 Aussies who've never seen this car before are co-driving with a German who knows it very well. And he wants to go first. It's only a 4-cylinder, but thanks to a big turbo, this old sedan hauls along the straight pretty well. While this straight is over 3 kilometres long, you have to remember it is uphill, so 240 is pretty good speed.
Also geht zu weit runter oder was?
Nicht zu weit, überhaupt nicht.
Gar nicht?
Der steht sofort, das heißt, er trägt keine Kraft in das Fahrwerk rein.
Also vorne was weicher.
Vorne weich.
The very next lap out, after sorting out the brakes and the CD stacker, nasty noises from the drivetrain.
See, the Volvo is going well.
Where is it?
It's having a rest. It's in motion, it's tired, it's decided to have a little snooze at the top of a hill.
Don't know where. Don't know why.
Well, it's on its way back, we believe. It should win a 3-legged race, but...
Well, it could be a long wait before the 3-legged Volvo gets back, so let's go and see how Mal's going with the Subaru.
good car on, all-wheel drive, but it's a dry track and wets, and we've chewed the tyres up.
Not quite used to 350 horsepower. 660 would have been better. It pulls out of corners well, and the brakes are phenomenal. But I suppose you're only pulling up 1,200 kilos. 1,200. Yeah. So it's a light car. Handles good. Yeah, he builds a great car. Hey, I've even seen other teams that are parked out there without wheels on them, if you know what I mean.
They've got to repair the suspension, I think. So needs some TLC.
It's for me, Stewie, obviously, because the only thing that was really going through my mind at the time was not so much how much this is going to hurt, but what am I going to tell the lads when I get back to the garage. In-car footage doesn't lie, and apparently it looks like I might have gone a little bit hot. So totally unforgiving, and I paid the price. And I think I might have gone to the back of the queue as a consequence, but quite happy to start last if that's where I'm going to start.
Werner Gusenbauer has prepared the M3 for Richard, Ray and Paul, and he's driving an identical car. So it's back to Werner's school for the guys.
It's just the same. You carry fourth and then third about here. Or no, you said fourth before all the way.
You carry fourth all the way, do you?
They start now at full throttle.
Yeah.
Full, next gear.
Yeah.
Then they are too fast at the beginning of Hatzenbach 1. I myself start a little bit slowlier, and I try to improve from lap to lap so that I needn't to brake in front of the Hatzenbach 1.
Yeah. So,
there's also one bump, and I try that at this bump I'm off the brake, so I have fully suspension, and I can turn into the corner, and I needn't to brake, and I'm very fast there.
Okay.
Just fourth.
And after the corner you are very slow, very fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the Werner School. Yes. Yes. The master is showing us.
Okay, it's time to go in search of a qualifying time. Keen's first drive in the Volvo. Let's see how it stacks up against the Aston for outright speed.
Yeah, we're moving on, looking for direction. We've covered much ground. Thinking back to innocence, I can no longer connect. I don't have a heart left to throw around. Oh, and time moves on like a train that disappears into the night sky. Yeah, I still get a sad feeling inside to to see the red tail lights wave goodbye. But we'll grow old together. We'll grow old together. And this love will never, this old love will never die. Morning comes, sometimes with a smile, sometimes with a frown. Yeah, so I never want to worry if you're gonna stay around. So let's grow old together. We'll grow old together. And this love will never, this old love will never die. Yes, yeah, we're moving on, moving right along.
Good job, first. How was it? That's the best I can do. Yeah, that's fine. That's good time.
Well, the gloves have come off now. Mike is clearly driving the little STI like it's a go-kart. It's qualifying all right.